And good Friday morning. It is June 23rd. My name is Ryan Belmore, owner and publisher of What's Up Newp, just before 9 a.m. here on a very busy weekend in Newport. And one of the things happening this weekend, besides the flower show, which is sold out, and besides many other events, it is Newport Pride Weekend. Sean O'Connor joins me. Sean, how are you?
Hey, Brian, I'm good. Good morning. Excited for this
Uh,
weekend.
Yes, and everything gets kicked off today. How many years now is it for Newport Pride Weekend?
This is our 6th annual.
Wow,
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Wow, that moves
Can't believe it.
quick.
It does. Yeah.
To try to help people understand, because even sometimes I get a little confused by it. Tell us about Newport Pride, Newport Out, the connection, how they work together.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Newport Out is a small company that my husband and I took over and started working with in 2017 and took over in 2018. And it was designed originally as sort of a travel tourism marketing company catering to the LGBTQ plus market. And so we did that work, but back in 2018, we also said, well, it's not just about tourism, it's about our local community. So what do we want to do to lift up our local community? So we started the first Pride events here in 2018. And then for a few years, worked pretty well. The community came together. We had these great events, but we knew that we wanted to also create, a charitable endeavor, a 501c3 org. It took us a few years to get there, but we were able to do that last February. So Newport Pride, I'm a board member there, and now all of our sort of Pride weekend events, as well as our year-round programming here at our Pride Center, where I am now, is run by Newport Pride, and NewporOUT's sort of serves as a media sponsor, a media partner to just help get the word out through our content channels.
Excellent. Pride Weekend, how has it changed? How has it grown since that first one 6 years ago?
Yeah, well, 6 years ago, we said, let's have this bike parade and let's meet at Parati Park. Compared to now, we didn't know anybody in the community. We knew so little people relative to now. We didn't know who was going to show up on that first year. We got there extra early. We were nervous, who's going to show up? And, about 50 riders showed up on that first year. And it was great. And it's only grown from there. We used to have the festival at Equality Park, where we also installed the rainbow crosswalks a year ago. But 2 years ago, we moved the festival to the Great Friends Meeting House, just because we very much outgrew Equality Park. It's a small little pocket park off Broadway, and we needed a bigger space. So this will be year 2 at the Great Friends Meeting House.
Great. And talk to me about things get started today. They go through Sunday, so the 23rd through the 25th. Some of the events this weekend.
Yeah, we kick off this evening with a cruise on the Coastal Queen. We've done a lot of cruises over the years on some of our awesome different charter boats. We wanted to give the Coastal Queen a go this year because for our Newport-based charters, it is the biggest, I believe, that does public sales and is charterable. So we'll have a big celebratory kickoff cruise. We have some of our longtime favorite drag collaborators from Providence coming down, the Trailer Park Girls. They always put on just such a fun show. It is, all ages on the cruise tonight, and that kicks it off. And then really the main events are tomorrow. We've got the festival going on at Great Friends, right here, close here to the Pride Center from 11 to 6. It's totally free and open to the public. We've got about 55 or almost 60 different community organizations and artists who are going to be sort of having booths there. We've got a really full performance schedule, for 5 hours with dance troops, acoustic musicians, just a real awesome diversity and variety of performance. And then we've got a big party that is a 21 plus event at night at the Parlor. We've always had wonderful events at the Parlor, so we're continuing that tradition tomorrow night at 9 p.m. There are still tickets for that. The cruise tonight, for better or worse, is sold out already. We're doing it on the biggest boat there is, but yeah, it's such a fun thing. So it's
all right.
out.
Next year is the Block Island Ferry.
I know we should rent one of the Sea Streak ferries. Yeah, absolutely. Where's the bigger boat?
Yes. Awesome. And then who are, besides its age differences, the 21 plus, who are these for? Who's welcome to come to these parties and events?
I mean, I would say daytime. It's tomorrow is the the signature event that is really great for everybody. We see a ton of families come out. I didn't mention actually during the festival tomorrow, we also have our Pride Ride bike ride. So that's in partnership with Bike Newport. And I actually wanted to emphasize this because we take this route from Great Friends. We go down America's Cup, we go down to Thames, Lower Thames, all the way down to Morton Park in the 5th Ward. We cut up onto Spring. We circle back. We pass our Pride Center here, and we pop out into Broadway to Equality Park, and then down Dr. Marcus Wheatland back to Great Friends. And so I want residents and business owners along that route to know at noontime, we'll be coming by if they wanted to, fly some flags, play some music, just anything, just come out and clap, anything fun to mark that, just say hello to the Pride Ride going by. That would be amazing. So we'll be doing that at noon. And that's, sometimes you get parents asking like, oh, I want to come out with my kids to do the Pride Ride. We say, well, we'll have you sign a waiver with Bike Newport because that's important. But ultimately, if your kid is comfortable, riding a bike 2 miles at a relatively slow pace, they might be up for the Pride Ride. It's any given parent's individual call of what their kids are comfortable with. But I guess my point is we've had a lot of families ride in the Pride Ride, and then come enjoy the festival after. And it's just an awesome time.
I think back 6 years ago, I was on W80K radio. 7, 8 years ago, I was on, and I remember having you and your husband Danny on just when Newport Out was kind of getting started, and this Newport Pride was just getting started. I'm wondering, how the community has changed over the last 6 years. The LGBT IQA plus, as well as the community in understanding and supporting this community.
Yeah. Well, these are my observations. I did grow up in this area over in Tiverton and Portsmouth, and had lived away for a long time as a young adult and an adult, and then came back 6 or 7 years ago. And our observation was that there have always been queer people, LGBTQ plus folks here in Newport, of course. But when we were first here in 2016-17, there wasn't a lot of visibility or what appeared to be visible community cohesion amongst our community. And so I think it's fair to say that has certainly changed in these last 6 years. I mean, just given the Pride events that we do, the flag raising that we had at the beginning of this month, the Pride Center that we're in right now, which has only been open for like 2 weeks, but we have so many every day. There's some kind of interesting or heartwarming interaction that happens here when someone, stumbles upon it and is so excited about having it here, or comes in for a specific reason, asking for support. And I mean, that was always our goal, to just lift up our local LGBTQ plus community. And, it's not one of those goals that you can ever say like, check, done, we did it, because there's more work to do. There'll always be work to do, both locally and, beyond Newport, in the state, in the country, in the world. But I think we've seen a big evolution these last 6 years. I feel like that's fair to say.
I think it is. And, to realize a little bit, I thinking about 6 years ago, 12 years ago when What's Up Noop started, pride and proud. But to see people stand in front of city council and proudly represent who they are, who they actually are. I feel like a lot more people that I'm talking to and see and hearing from and reporting on, and they're stepping in public places, are proud and they feel supported by their community to be who they are. And there's still people out there who are probably not comfortable, and that might be the ongoing thing. But I feel like these two organizations have done a good job of supporting this community, as well as making them feel like this is a place where you belong.
Yeah. I mean, I was so proud to have, the full council support for our flag resolution that we did, when we passed it a couple of months ago. Our Mayor Zai will be speaking at the festival tomorrow. And I think, we get to, a lot of the work we do, we support some of our, like we have MLK Center's GSA group meet here. And what that is an after school group run out of the MLK Center that is just about building community and support amongst LGBTQ plus young people. And they've started to meet here at the center. And, I think the work we do, spans all ages, but I think it's particularly gratifying the work that we do to get to support youth. And on our cruise tonight, there's a bunch of graduating seniors locally from East Bay Met and Rogers that are real leaders in the community. And we were able to give them some scholarship tickets to come out on the cruise tonight. And it just makes me happy to see, kids coming of age in this community. Maybe they're going to stay local. Maybe they're going to go off to a college somewhere. But to know that they have a local community that supports them and that they can feel welcome in, like that's, the tops. So that makes us really proud.
Yeah, and Newport Pride kicks off today. It is Friday, and NewportPrideRI.org. Just want to stay there for one more minute. I don't know if you see this as a role that you or either organization is responsible for, but I'm thinking back to the crosswalk last year. I'm thinking back to local, regional, global businesses changing their logo this month, rainbow, and some of the pushback and feedback and the monsters that live on social media who were even commenting on our photos last year of the rainbow crosswalk and some of the evil things they were saying. Do you find it your responsibility to educate them or to keep educating people why this is okay? Or what is kind of your stance on where you fit? Well, a social media monster is going to be a social media monster. They would never say to my face, your face.
Right.
Overall, the people who maybe don't know better.
Absolutely. I think education is a huge part of the work we do and we need to do in Newport Pride. Take, for example, there, even statewide, there various sort of anti-LGBTQ bills get, pop up into our state legislature or into school committees around the state. And thankfully, we live in a very progressive state. They usually get batted down pretty quickly by, local school committees and politicians. But we can't pretend that those efforts by, anti-LGBTQ plus groups are going to stop. And what that means for us is that there's a huge opportunity and need to continue to educate. What can we be doing to make sure that our school committees, are fully educated on LGBTQ plus issues? And same with same with just the public at large and our legislators. So, yeah, we don't expect those, social media monsters to stop anytime soon. It's always a little bit disheartening, and that does translate into real world interactions sometimes. And so, yeah, I mean, just again, not that a brick and mortar space is going to solve it all, but a really visible space within our city where people can say or see and understand, like, wow, there's this community center here and they're advocating for these issues. I'm not going to say it's going to change someone's, really hateful opinion, but it's, it's a beacon of light, a beacon of hope. And I don't want to underestimate the importance of it.
Yeah. And I want to talk about the Pride Center here in just a minute. I've always had the thought or rule that, any of our feeds, and I challenge anybody else out there, I really delete and ban people who are promoting hate or I just don't want to be a place, any of our social media feeds, a place for that to get any ear at all. So I ban them all. But as an ally, which I call myself, as well as What's Up Noob, to the LGBTQIA plus community, what else can I do to educate and support?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good question. I was sort of on the social media front in the comments. That's like in Newport Out in our content channels. We've generally erred on the side of like, yeah, let's not give these comments any airtime. But I'll say sometimes there's this debate, right? Like I personally have this sentiment. It's like if there's like hate out there locally, like let it show itself, because sometimes I feel like you need to let it show itself to be able to root it out in the
Yeah.
first place. But anyway, like we could debate on that more, and like I said, we've sort of leaned on just getting rid of some of that hate as well. Um, but in terms of being an ally and what more one can do as an ally, who we talked a little bit about education already, and the education that we are doing and intend to do more of at Newport Pride. And by the way, we're not the only ones in town doing that kind of education. Um, you know, Quentin Foster is someone who works at EBCAP locally here in Newport. They, amongst other things they do at EBCAP, they lead up a trans health program there for transgender health. And they do a lot of like outreach, education, advocacy. So that's just one other example of one other local institution that is working in this education space. So, as a media outlet, looking at ways like, what does that mean for you all? Are there ways that you can be, putting out content that helps educate? And flying a flag, it seems like, okay, yeah, do I need to fly a rainbow flag? It it helps. It's meaningful. It lets people know on your block where you live that this is okay with us. It's more than okay. It's something we celebrate. I think that's a really important ally attitude to have. So those are just a couple things that come off the top of my head. It
Yeah.
is Pride Month, so
And speaking of attitude, in real life and on social media, I would recommend to people, if you're comfortable, don't be afraid to share that you support this community and why. I
yeah,
think the
yeah,
why, even when you put the flag out and people ask, don't be afraid to share that why, because I think sometimes, people get wrapped up or don't feel comfortable with it, but that's one of the things that I try to do often. The Pride Center, you've mentioned it a couple
yeah,
times. Opened up right over by my old apartment. I used to live on
yeah,
Barney Court. Yeah,
yeah.
look at this.
It's quiet right now, but it won't be quiet much longer. It's only 9:15, so
Yeah, and what are some of the things going on there? Why should people? When can people stop by? Why should people stop by?
yeah. Yeah, well, right now we have it open as a drop-in center, 10 to 5, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
We think and hope that later this summer we'll do the same thing on Saturdays and Sundays. I think one of the things that'll help us get there is we are building out a small retail component. I mean, we're a nonprofit, so it's retail's not the main thing that we do, but it's an important thing where we can. It'll allow us to keep the center open on weekends if we can, staff someone to be here. They can sell our products, but also support the community that drops in. Um, so yeah, we do have products for sale here, and we have programming here. So Wednesday night, every third Wednesday of each month, we run our Queer Connections program, which started as a book club and has kind of morphed more into like a creative club. So we just met 2 nights ago. We'll meet in July again. In general, we're planning when this space was the Huddle, which was what it was formerly. We sort of co-shared it with the Huddle. So we've had a couple of great art markets here, and we'd like to get into a monthly clip of art markets featuring queer artists. So just a lot of different programming, but anyone's welcome to drop in 10 to 5, Wednesday through Friday. Fingers crossed, come in and buy some products, because we want to get to that point where we can keep open on Saturdays and Sundays too. I think we'll get there soon. And yeah, all sorts of programming is programming that we put on, but also programming that the community wants to put on here. For
Excellent.
example, the MLK bringing their GSA group here, every Wednesday, which just started last month.
Sean, where's a good place to kind of keep up to date with the schedule and things going on at the Pride Center?
Definitely the website, NewportPrideRI.org. Sometimes people forget that RI at the end. Newport Pride RI. We also keep a little schedule up on the front window. By the way, I'm looking out at Spring Park,
Yeah.
which is going to be so amazing when it's done. And I think will be done later this summer, because that's right outside our front door.
All new
So
paving.
we're really, really excited about that. The paving just came in yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
And this whole block, I think, is turning out to be a really special part of the city, with Torah Synagogue next door and some of our other tenant neighbors in the same building. So we're just so grateful and excited to have this space. Feels like the perfect location, sort of right at the nexus of Broadway and Thames, and highly visible. So yeah.
I was gonna say, it's not lost on me that where it is in the city, the Torah Synagogue is right there.
Yeah.
It's kind of the center, and then the spring, and I think it's an important and probably the perfect place for it to be in Newport.
I think so. It feels like a little miracle that it ended up here, and anti-LGBTQ plus hate is not so different from anti-Semitic hate. We've got Sankofa Community Connection right down the street as well. So it's just nice to know that, it feels like this little nexus is a hub of the opposite of hate. So yeah.
You move in, you get a new street, brand new paving, you get a new park. Man,
we are lucky. It's great. I can look right down to Stoneacre Garden through the fencing of Spring Park, but the fencing will, be gone in a couple of months. I'll be able to actually walk through there.
Awesome. Let's see. Newport Pride kicks off tonight with the cruise sold out. So the big event that folks can plan on going to is tomorrow over at Great Friends Meeting House, which is just having, Newport Film was moved last night, but was having quite the week. And NewportPrideRI.org. Anything on the Newport outside that people should know about?
Well, I did, since you mentioned Newport Film, it's kind of Newport Out related, but the next film.
Yeah, we talked about this with Kathleen Carr from Newport Film earlier this week, but you can go over the details. I can pull it up quickly as well.
Oh, yeah. They kicked off the outdoor series last night. It got moved inside. But next week, so next Thursday, the 29th, there's this great documentary about the Indigo Girls, a really, famous out and proud band. And it's going to be a Marble House, and Newport Pride's going to be a community partner for it. And then Newport Out is also a year-round media sponsor for Newport Film as well. So what's going on in Newport Out otherwise is, we're doing what we've always done. I think we've done it pretty well with just being a really active, social media content channels that, promote LGBTQ plus community, welcoming spots around town. We've actually grown our team. One of our dear friends, Reggie, has kind of come on to help us grow Newport Out. We're also, we were able to hire part-time, but it's really exciting. Our recent East Bay Met School graduate, they were our intern for the last couple of years. His name's Micah, and he's been able to help us out because we're doing some more graphic design and marketing work as well, in addition to kind of the content channels that in our NewportOUT.com website that we keep active. So yeah, we're in, everything we do is always in the spirit of inclusion and just making our city of Newport and the whole area, Newport County and beyond, just is kind of in line with the Newport Pride mission of just making it welcoming, inclusive for all people.
I'm just thinking about this now, and I'm not sure if anybody's seeing this I'll put it out there that if you have come, or if you ever visit Newport or Newport County because of Newport Pride or the things that Newport Out are promoting, let them know. I was thinking it would be interesting at your 10-year anniversary or wherever that may be, if there was a way to judge the economic impact of what all of this has meant. I know it's extremely tough to do, to judge how people came here because they felt welcome. That's different than people coming here for the folk festival. I don't know how you do that, but certainly there's an impact there. It's just, I don't know how you judge it.
Yeah. There's got to be, I'm sure some social scientists have some methods we could try to use to do that. And it's crazy to think in 4 years we'll be at like a 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, time is flying. We'll be at 16 years, and
Wow.
some days it feels like yesterday.
Yeah,
We're still learning every day, as any organization or business is. So, just wanted to share the Newport Film event It's Only Life After All. It's Thursday, June 29th, 8:40 p.m. Ooh, still late. Marble House Lawn, and there will be music by. I go to bed at like 9.
Generally I do too, but I'll stay up for a Newport Film.
I'll stay up for this one. Venue opens at 6. Live music by Mel at 7:20. And the film at 8:40. It's not going to rain, but if it did rain, I would be moving over to the casino theater. So NewportFilm.com for all that information. So
Mel will also be at the Newport Pride Festival tomorrow.
Oh, excellent, man.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sean, really appreciate it. Is there anything we missed today?
No, I just I think that what I mentioned about the Pride Ride and the route down Thames in spring, I feel like every year I mean to do a little bit more outreach to the local community, just really encourage people to, just come outside and clap or play music or fly flags. So I'll just reiterate that one last time.
Excellent.
Saturday at noon, 12 noon.
12 noon. So 2 miles.
It'll really, by 12:30, we'll have completed this 2-mile loop.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. And I will I'll try to make a mention of it in our newsletter tomorrow morning to remind people.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
Do you have a little route map on NewportPrideRI.org?
Do we have a route map? We have in the past. I feel like we might not have a route map this year, but it's been the same route. And America's Cup to Thames, to Lower Thames, to Morton, to Spring, Broadway. There you go.
There you go. All right, Sean. Well, I appreciate it, and wish you the very best of luck with this event this weekend. And
thank you so much.
We'll see you out there.
All right, sounds good. Looking forward to it.
All right.
I think it's going to drizzle at worst, so should be great.
Didn't mention it nearly enough. Everything that we mentioned is rain or shine for Newport Pride.
It is, yeah. We're not expecting anything bad with the weather.
Worst comes worst, we'll move inside the Great Friends Meeting House tomorrow.
That is the plan, and we are pretty sure we won't even get there. It's going to be great.
Excellent. All right, Sean. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. All right, enjoy the day.
Sean O'Connor, and we appreciate him joining us. NewportPrideRI.org for all information about everything happening this Newport Pride weekend, or if you're looking for more information about the Pride Center on Spring Street. If you missed any portion of this interview, want to watch it again, want to share it with friends, want to embed it, do whatever you want with it, it will all be available as video on whatsupnuke.com. In just a short while, it will also be available via podcast if you want to listen to this on the go or share it with somebody so they can listen to it on the go. Thanks for watching.